The new house. Mickey was walking in the garden when he saw a very big tree. He looked up at the branches, thought for a moment, then smiled as he got the idea to build a treehouse. Mickey called Minnie, Donald, and Goofy to come help. Mickey pointed up at the tree and used his hands to describe the shape of a house. Everyone looked up, then nodded excitedly. Minnie drove a small cart carrying wood, planks, a hammer, nails, and rope to the base of the tree. Pluto ran around the materials, sniffing and barking happily. Goofy started hammering wooden planks to build the frame. He worked very enthusiastically. After hammering each plank, he stepped back, looked at it, and nodded proudly. Mickey climbed the ladder and held the wooden planks in place for Goofy. Donald carried a stack of wooden planks and climbed the ladder. When he was near the top, he slipped and fell onto a pile of grass below. The planks fell down with him, but Donald was okay. He sat there dizzy, shaking his head. Pluto ran over and licked Donald's face, making Donald laugh. Mickey climbed up to check the treehouse frame. He shook it and realized it was still a bit shaky. Mickey looked thoughtful. Just then, Pluto dragged over a coil of rope. Mickey's eyes lit up. Mickey and Goofy used the rope to tie the frame tightly to the tree to make it stronger. Minnie stood below and held the ladder steady, while Donald climbed up again. This time, Donald climbed carefully step by step. When he reached the top, he used the hammer to fix the loose parts. Goofy held the wood, Mickey handed the nails, and Donald hammered. The team worked together perfectly. After a while, the treehouse was finished. Mickey climbed up first, then helped Minnie up. Goofy climbed up the ladder, but the ladder shook a little and Goofy looked scared. Donald climbed up last. Pluto stood below, looking up, barking happily and wagging his tail.
Strawberry picking trip. One beautiful morning, Minnie invites Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto to go into the forest to pick strawberries. Everyone brings small baskets and follows a path through the green woods. After walking for a while, the group begins searching for strawberry bushes growing under the trees. Minnie carefully picks the ripe red strawberries and places them in her basket. Mickey finds a few small bushes as well. Donald picks very quickly, though sometimes he accidentally grabs unripe berries. Pluto runs around the forest, sniffing everywhere. Suddenly, he barks excitedly and runs ahead. Curious, the group follows him. Ahead of them is a large strawberry bush filled with ripe, juicy berries. However, a small stream flows between them and the bush. Mickey tries stepping across, but the distance is a little too far. Donald attempts to jump first, but nearly slips on the stream bank. Goofy finds a long log nearby and places it across the stream like a small bridge. One by one, the group carefully walks across the log. Pluto easily jumps over and reaches the strawberry bush first. After reaching the other side, everyone begins picking the bright red strawberries. Before long, their baskets are filled with fresh berries. Finally, the group sits under a nearby tree to rest, happily eating the sweet strawberries and laughing about their fun adventure in the forest. The log cart. One day, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto go into the forest to help transport wooden logs back to the village. Near the forest path, they find a sturdy wooden cart that can carry the heavy logs. The group begins loading the cart with thick pieces of wood. Mickey carefully stacks the logs so they won't fall. Donald pushes the logs into place, while Goofy lifts the heavier pieces and places them onto the cart. Minnie checks that everything is balanced and secure. Pluto runs around the clearing, watching everyone work. After the cart is full, the group begins pulling it along the forest path toward the village. The road is slightly uneven, so everyone helps guide the cart forward. At first, the cart moves slowly as they pull it across the flat ground. But after a while, they reach a long downhill slope. As the cart begins rolling down the hill, it slowly picks up speed. Mickey and Donald try to hold the handles to control it, but the heavy logs make the cart move faster and faster. Soon, the cart is rolling quickly down the slope. The group starts running behind it, trying to keep up. Goofy grabs the side of the cart, while Donald pushes against a wheel, attempting to slow him down. Minnie runs along the path, looking for a safe way to stop it. Pluto runs ahead, barking excitedly as the cart races down the hill. Just before the cart reaches the bottom, Mickey and Goofy finally manage to grab hold of the handles together and pull back with all their strength. The cart slowly slows down and finally comes to a stop. Everyone stands around the cart, catching their breath after the unexpected chase. Even though the ride down the hill was a little chaotic, the logs are still safely on the cart. The group laughs together before continuing their journey back to the village with the cart of wood. Harvest Day at the farm. One bright morning, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Pluto arrive at Donald's farm. The farm is full of fresh vegetables and fruit trees ready for harvest. Donald happily welcomes everyone and shows them the fields and orchards that need to be picked. The group quickly gets to work. Mickey starts harvesting vegetables from the garden, carefully pulling carrots and picking tomatoes. Minnie gathers baskets and gently picks ripe fruit from the trees. Goofy carries large baskets across the field, sometimes stacking them a little too high and wobbling as he walks. Pluto runs around happily, sniffing the plants and occasionally finding vegetables hidden under the leaves. Donald works energetically in the field, picking corn and guiding the others to the ripest crops. The farm slowly fills with baskets of colorful vegetables and sweet fruit. The work is busy but fun. Sometimes Donald gets dirt on his face while digging. Goofy almost drops a basket of apples, but manages to catch it at the last moment. And Pluto proudly brings over a big pumpkin he found. Little by little, the empty baskets become full. The piles of fresh vegetables and fruit grow larger and larger. By the afternoon, the harvest is finally finished. The fields look neat, and the baskets are filled with carrots, tomatoes, corn, apples, and many other fresh foods. Donald then brings out a big table and fills it with delicious fruit from the farm. Everyone sits together under a tree, enjoying the sweet apples, juicy melons, and fresh berries. The group happily eats as much fruit as they want, laughing and relaxing after a long day of work. It becomes a joyful harvest day that everyone will remember. Delivering letters in the forest. One morning, Mickey receives a small bag full of letters that need to be delivered to several houses deep in the forest. The path winds through tall trees and quiet trails. Mickey puts the letters carefully into his bag and begins his journey. Pluto happily follows beside him as they walk along the forest path. The first house they reach belongs to Minnie. Mickey delivers the letter, and Minnie is delighted. To thank him, she gives Mickey a small basket of fresh strawberries for the road. Mickey places the basket in his bag and continues walking. Further down the path, Mickey arrives at Donald's house. Donald receives his letter with excitement. Before Mickey leaves, Donald hands him a bottle of fresh lemonade as a thank you gift. Mickey carefully carries it along with the strawberries. Next, Mickey visits Goofy's house. After receiving his letter, Goofy happily brings out a small box of cookies and gives it to Mickey for his hard work. Pluto watches the cookies closely, while Mickey adds the box to the growing collection of gifts. Mickey continues along the forest path, delivering the last few letters to other small cottages hidden among the trees. At each stop, someone gives him a small surprise gift: fruit, snacks, or drinks to thank him for delivering the mail. By the time Mickey finishes his route, his bag is full of wonderful treats. As the sun begins to set, Mickey returns to a small clearing in the forest. His friends soon gather there as well. Mickey takes out all the gifts he received during the journey. Everyone sits together on the grass, sharing the strawberries, cookies, and drinks while enjoying the peaceful forest evening. The simple task of delivering letters turns into a joyful day filled with friendship and unexpected surprises. Minnie's gift. On Mickey's birthday, Minnie brings a small, beautifully wrapped gift. Mickey opens the box and is surprised to find a brand new phone inside. He is very happy and immediately starts trying it out. From that day on, Mickey often uses the phone to call his friends. He calls Donald, Goofy, and Minnie to chat. Whenever the phone vibrates, Mickey gets excited to answer it. The phone quickly becomes one of Mickey's favorite things. But one day, when Mickey is about to call a friend, the phone suddenly stops working. Mickey presses the buttons, but the screen stays dark. He gently shakes the phone and tries turning it on several times, but nothing happens. Not knowing what to do, Mickey calls Donald, Goofy, and Pluto for help. Donald presses all the buttons and shakes the phone, but it still doesn't respond. Goofy tries opening the back to look inside, but he can't find any problem. Pluto curiously sniffs the phone and looks at everyone with confusion. The group tries many ways to fix it, but the phone still doesn't work. While they are passing it around and examining it, the phone suddenly slips and falls to the ground. Everyone looks down in surprise. At that very moment, the phone suddenly vibrates and the screen lights up again. Mickey quickly picks it up. The screen shows an incoming call from Minnie. Mickey happily answers the phone. Seeing the phone work again, the whole group bursts into laughter at the unexpected situation. The room fills with cheerful laughter as everyone enjoys the funny moment, while Mickey is relieved that Minnie's gift works again. Putting up direction. Signs. After a big storm passed through the area, many trees were leaning, branches were scattered everywhere, and several road signs had fallen over along the path. The next morning, Mickey Mouse walked by and saw the mess. Some of the direction signs that helped travelers find their way were lying on the ground. Mickey knew people might get lost if the signs were not fixed. He quickly called his friends for help. Soon, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto arrived with tools. The group started cleaning up the area first. Mickey and Minnie gathered fallen branches and cleared the path. Donald picked up the broken signboards, although he sometimes grumbled when the wind blew them over again. Goofy carried the wooden posts and tried to hold them straight while Mickey hammered them back into the ground. Pluto happily ran around helping by bringing small tools and pieces of wood. After working together for a while, the path slowly became neat again. One by one, the direction signs were standing upright once more, pointing travelers the right way. When everything was finally finished, the friends stepped back to admire their work. The path looked clean, and the signs were all in the correct places again. Feeling proud of what they had done together, Mickey suggested they take a photo to remember the moment. Everyone gathered around the signs. Minnie smiled brightly. Donald crossed his arms proudly. Goofy gave a big goofy grin, and Pluto sat happily wagging his tail. Click! The photo captured a happy memory of teamwork. A day when friends came together to help fix the road after the storm.
The Fallen Tree Tunnel. One morning, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy and Pluto were walking together along a small forest path they often used. When they reached the middle of the path, they discovered that a huge tree had fallen across the road, its branches and leaves blocking the entire way. No one could pass. Donald tried to climb over the trunk, but he slipped and slid back down. Goofy tried to crawl under the tree, but he got stuck between the branches. Pluto ran around trying to find another way, but there was no path around the tree. Mickey looked at the big trunk and suddenly had an idea. "We can cut a tunnel through the tree so everyone can walk through." Everyone agreed, and the group got to work. Mickey and Donald used a saw to cut away the smaller branches first. Minnie gathered the branches and stacked them neatly to the side. Goofy tried to push the trunk, but it was too heavy, and he slipped and rolled onto the ground. Pluto helped by dragging small branches off the path. After clearing the branches, they began sawing into the tree trunk to make a small tunnel. But when they were almost done, the trunk suddenly rolled slightly, making Donald jump in surprise. Goofy quickly ran to find a piece of wood to wedge under the trunk so it wouldn't move again. They continued working, taking turns sawing. When one got tired, another took over. Finally, a small tunnel through the tree trunk was finished. Mickey crawled through first, then Minnie. Donald walked through carefully, ducking his head. Goofy went last, getting leaves stuck all over his head as he walked through. Pluto ran through the tunnel, then ran back again like he was playing a game. The group stood and looked proudly at the tunnel they had made through the tree. Just then, a few hikers came along the path. They were very happy to see that the road was open again and that they could pass through easily. Mickey and his friends smiled at each other. Even though it took a lot of work, they had helped everyone travel through the forest path again.